Welcome back, friends. Today we will be doing our third day of writing. Today is Friday, May 1st. Let's have a quick flashback of what we've learned so far. Yesterday, you should have completed your first draft of writing your informative text. Today, you will use that first draft to help you write a final draft. So here is our target for today. I can revise and edit my writing to create a final draft. So when we are done, you have to make sure you reread and edit anything that doesn't make any sense. This way, we can make sure our final draft is readable for other people. Our second target is, I can add a conclusion paragraph to my writing to end my informative text. So today we'll learn about how to write a conclusion paragraph and how we can add it to our first draft. What will we do today? We have gotten very far with our informative writing unit. Today you will write a final draft based on the topic you chose. In your final draft, it will be expected that you have 3 total paragraphs. You should have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion paragraph. So wrapping it up. Yesterday, you should have started to write your first draft. This should have had 2 paragraphs. Our goal today is to write 3 paragraphs. We will be writing a conclusion that wraps up our text. So here is an example. This is an example of my introduction and my body paragraph. In the quiet green forest, among the other plants surrounding it, there lives a green plant that snaps up bugs quickly and quietly. This plant is called a Venus flytrap. So this paragraph here is my introduction paragraph. It is where I introduced the topic that I will be writing about. You can also see that I used a lead of setting the scene. Here is the second paragraph. This is the body paragraph. The body paragraph has all the facts that I found about Venus flytraps, and it allowed me to talk about those facts in the paragraph. So this is our body paragraph. I will read it aloud now. Venus flytraps are plants that live in the forest. The Venus flytrap is a carnivorous plant. This means that they eat some type of animal. In this case, insects. According to National Geographic, the Venus flytrap is the only plant in the wild that moves to trap its prey. These plants eat many insects, including the following: ants, beetles, grasshoppers, flying insects, and spiders. However, they may go months between meals. So in this body paragraph, you can see 3 different places I added some facts. I also added in a bolded word with a sentence that explains what it means. I also added a quote from a resource. So I chose a quote from National Geographic and wrote it in my paragraph. This is a way to show that this text is an informative text or informational text. However, we can't just end it here. I only have my introduction paragraph and my body paragraph with a lot of facts. I don't want to just end it there. So we are going to start adding a conclusion. These are 3 ways you can start your conclusion. These are called transitions. The first one says, in conclusion, overall, all in all, and lastly, as you can see. So when you are going to write your conclusion, you're going to choose one transition. So you can choose one of these to start your conclusion. Then you're going to add a sentence that explains what you wanted the reader to learn. So about the topic that you chose. And then you'll have a sentence that kind of summarizes each fact that you shared. So here's a paragraph I wrote to conclude my informative text. Let's see if I can check off each of these bullet points. So the first, it says, as you can see. All right, so as you can see, it is one of the transitions, so I can check that one off. As you can see, Venus flytraps are unique plants that eat many different insects. Okay, I talked about what my topic was, the Venus flytraps. These plants are different from many others, lurking in the forest, waiting for a bite to eat. So these last 2 sentences summarize the facts that I already shared. They are plants that eat other animals. So I have each of these 3 parts: my transition, my topic, and some sentences that explain what I learned about this topic. So these 2 sentences are kind of explaining what I learned about Venus flytraps. So remember, after you write your conclusion, you need to go back and reread your writing. You have to check, does it make sense? Do you need to fix any spelling mistakes? And you should definitely check your capitalization and punctuation. Does each sentence start with a capital and end with a period, question mark, or exclamation point? Double check and make sure you have these things in your writing. You want to make sure someone can understand what you have written. Here is the revising checklist that we have seen in the past writing lessons. I added these so that you can pause the video and think about what you need to do to revise your own writing. You have to think about some important things. Who will read my work? Will they find it interesting? Did you leave any important information out of your story? Have I used interesting words that the reader will enjoy? Have I overused any words? Did you tell things that happened in order? These are some things you should think about while rereading your text. Here's an editing checklist. So did you end every sentence with punctuation? Did you capitalize the first word in every sentence? The proper names and important words and titles? Did you make your paragraphs and have them organized for your writing? Did you check for correct spelling errors? Did you use quotation marks and commas when you used information from a resource? Make sure you go through this editing checklist as well when you're done writing. So let's review our target. I can revise and edit my writing to create a final draft. So we just went over some revising and editing checklists. This will help you make sure that your final draft is ready for someone to read. Our second target was, I can add a conclusion paragraph to my writing to end my informative text. So we learned how to create a conclusion paragraph, and now you're going to add it to your first draft. So now it is your turn. Please write your final draft in the Google document attached. Remember to try your best and press that submit button at the end. You'll have to make sure you also press the mark as done button to turn in your work. When I look at your Google document, I will be looking for at least 3 paragraphs. This will include your introduction, that should have a lead sentence, a body paragraph where you have all your facts that you learned from your research, and your conclusion paragraph that should only be about 2 to 3 sentences. You guys are going to do a great job on your final draft, and I cannot wait to read it. I'm excited to see what you learned about the topic you chose. Good luck and try your best. I'll see you guys next time.